let's work on this one. These are collections, and we have some titles here and maybe some a link here, something like this. So let's create this one, and later on I will let you to do this part alone as a homework if you like, and this part as well. It's very easy. And after this video we're gonna work on the blogs, and the rest here you can do it alone, because I want to start to work on the collection as well. All right, so let's fix this collection. So I'm gonna go in our codes. I'm gonna create, first of all, let's save what we did here. So I'm gonna open another terminal here. So let's pull the latest change. So Shopify theme pull. So we're gonna save it, and yes, I want to confirm, and we're gonna pull from the development, and we are good to go. So if I go check now the index.json, we're going to have now feature product here, and with a bunch of settings here for the background, for the padding, and etc. So what we need to do now, we want to create another file inside the sections directory. We're gonna call it featured collection. That's liquid. I'm gonna go to GitHub, and I will click on index.html. I will look for the brand section with 4 bucks. We want this one, brand section. I think it should be this one, brand section. So let's copy this one. Let's go back to VS Code. Let's paste it here. Let's save it. There you go. And it's going to be the same like we did earlier. So just to change the path of the images here, and we will be good to go. So let's save it. Let's go back. We need first to create a schema, because I did not add it inside our index.json yet, so we can do it through the preset. So I'm gonna give it a name. So the name is going to be featured collection, and we're gonna give it, let's say, I'm gonna go straight to the settings, okay, and I'm gonna give it a preset for now, and this preset will take an object, and this object will take a name. We're gonna give it the same name we have on top, so feature collection, and we want to have some settings here, and leave it like this, and save it. And if I go back to my customizer, I'm going to be now able to add a new featured collection right here. So I can select it, and I will save it. All right, so it is like this, and now we just need to go just like we did earlier to add, first of all, the placeholder. But again, we can use snippets here if you want to, because we have card images. Okay, so it looks the same. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut or just copy one of that or one of them, and I'm gonna go to the snippets. It's just for practice, just for you to know how things are going. So we're gonna call this one collection-card.liquid, and we're going to paste the first one here, and on top I'm going to create a liquid doc, and we need to end with the end doc. All right, and I will go back quickly to product card, and just to have an idea of what we're going to do, just for practice, remember. So if I go back here, I go back to collection product, so I can paste what I just copied, and what we want an image. So we have image card here, so let's just call it image. And what we're gonna have a text and some subtext, for example. So this we can just leave it to be, yeah, leave it like this. So let's say here we're gonna have a title, we're gonna have a link, and maybe that's enough for this one. And let's show how we're gonna display it. So we're gonna have the image as the image, and we're gonna have the title as title, and we're going to have a link for now, a link as the link, and I can remove the other one as well. And again, this is the value. This is just the random name that we're creating. So when we're going to use that, this is going to be just the key. So the key could be anything else you want, and the value must be exactly what you're creating, like here, for example. All right, so inside here, what we're going to do, we're going to use the placeholder. So I'm going to go just below here, and I'm gonna create a placeholder for product-1, and we're gonna add a placeholder SVG, and we're gonna give it the class that we have over here. So just copy and cut it and paste it here. Perfect. And we can remove this image tag like this. All right, so we're good. But in the same time, we want to also display the correct image. So we're gonna add a condition here. So we're gonna say if the image is set if it's not blank. So in this case, we want to display the image. We need to give it some filter, so it's going to be image URL. So let's give it some width of 300 and height of 300, and we need to give it an image tag, and we can also add a class here, and this is the syntax. You have to add the class keyword, and I will just copy this code here, this class, and add it again as well here. If this image is not there, we need to add now a else, and below the else we're gonna add this placeholder image, and I'm gonna save it. And we will do the same for the text. We'll give it the name of title, and here we're just gonna say if title is different than blank or empty. If you want to use empty, then we want to display the title. Otherwise, let's display this text. It's really up to you. And here we're gonna just say shop now for every section there, and for the link we're gonna say here linked. So we're gonna save it now, and we can go back to now our selection, our feature collection. So we can go back there. Let me close all these pages, and once we are here, we can remove all these other cards. Just keep one. You can even remove this one because we already have it over there. And we're gonna add a for loop, okay, because I want to loop it at least 3 times. So we're gonna use this syntax, so 1.3, and we're gonna use this render, and I will just go to the snippet to copy what we just did, and it's going to be this one, and I will paste it like this. And because we don't need to have any value here for now, because these are just placeholder, I'm gonna leave it to be empty values for now, and I'm gonna save it. And just we need to change the name. I forgot to do that. The name here must match the file that you are working with. So in this case, we are inside the collection.card. So let's copy that. Let's save it. Let's go back to our feature collection. Let's replace this name, and there you go. So if I save it now and I go back to our code to verify, and as you can see, we should have at least, we have like 1, 2, and 3 products appearing here, but it's not following the CSS. So this we need to find out why it's not taking the CSS. So I will go back to my VS Code. I will go back to the collection card, and I will give this div, let's say I will give it, let's say, a width of 300 pixel, and let's save it. Let's see how is it going. So let me fix this CSS on the background, and I'm coming. So I'm going to give if you go back to the collection card inside the snippet, so instead of giving the class of 300 here, so let's remove this class. So we're gonna go directly to the product, which is here. So instead of giving the full width here, let's give it a width of 300, and let's see how is it going to affect the change. Nothing changed so far. That's strange. So I went ahead, I add inside the collection card, inside the snippet directory, for the entire div, I add a width of 600 pixel and just a border to see what am I doing. And I left this placeholder product with the width of 300. I think maybe it's useless, but yeah, let's leave it like this for now. And it seems like the grid is not picking, so let's go to feature.collection, and here I'm going to remove all this grid code, and I will just use the flex here, justify center, item center. I'm not really gonna worry about the mobile version, so for now we have this one like this, and we want to make it dynamic. So if you want to go, you can go ahead and modify it to make it good. Okay, so now let's make it to be more dynamic. So let's go back to our VS Code. We're gonna create a section. I'm not gonna create a sidebar section here because I want to be very quick. So we're gonna use the collection list, and I will add a limit to be 3, and we're gonna have an ID. So we're gonna call it featured collection call, and we're gonna give it a name. So we're gonna say select 3 collections and save it. If I go back to my customize here and I refresh and I go to feature collection, we're gonna have select 3 collection here. So if I click, I'm gonna have collections here, and I can select 3. So 1, 2, and 3, select it and save it. But as you can see, nothing is happening because we still have this placeholder appearing. So we need to add a condition. So how to do that? We just gonna copy this ID, and I will come back on top here. So on top of the for loop, just like we did with the feature product, we're gonna create an if statement. So we're gonna say if section.settings.feature collection call, if it is not selected or different to blank or empty. So in this case, we want to show the correct and dynamic data. In the case is not selected, we want to show the placeholder. So far nothing, something is selected, and as you can see, it's going to be empty here. So now we can showcase the correct data. So again, I'm just gonna use the render here because we using the render, so we don't have to duplicate the code. So first of all, let's check what is inside this section settings feature collection. So if I print it, let's see what we have inside. So we have a collection list drop. So again, every time you see the name and it's finished with the drop at the end, it means we need to loop. And sometimes it can happen, you're gonna see empty drop. It just means that the collection is empty. All right, so let's go back, and we're gonna cut this one, and we're going to loop. So let's do a for loop right here. So a for loop against the section settings feature call. We're gonna call it here, let's say item call, and let's say I want to display some data. So let's try item call that's title. Let's see if we're getting the title of the collection, and there we are. So we have the boot, we have the mains, and we have the sandals is what we selected. All right, so let's see if I go a bit down. Let's see if we're getting the URL as well. Let's see, and yes, we are. Great. And yeah, I think this is enough. We just need maybe the image. So instead of doing everything like this, let's just bring this render here and add it here. And on the other video, I was creating variables, but here I will go straight away to the point. So let's start with the title. So we're gonna call this one, this is going to be items call dot title. So if I save it, we're going to have the correct title here. We have boots, we have men's, we have sandals. That's great. So now we can add the link. So it's going to be item call dot URL, and we are good to go. Now it's clickable. If I hover, you can see it's showing me to go to collection slash boot, and this one is showing me to go to collection slash mains, and etc. And now let's add the image finally. So here is going to be item call that I think is going to be featured image, and let's save it. And if the image was selected, we're gonna have the image over here, and that's it. Let me go back to the collection of cars and just to remove this border and save it, and we should be good to go. And there you go. So we have this section here. I believe it looks terrible on the mobile because I add a hard code value for the CSS here, but it's not important. You can go and work on it yourself. So I'm gonna stop right here. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, leave me a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.